Is your debt normal or a crisis? This is the 2026 debt scorecard. We can have a look into this. Have you ever walked down a street and looked around and saw a nice shiny car on like a pristine driveway and felt like you're the only one who's not figured it out yet? Well, you know what? Here's the truth. A huge percentage of the wealth you see in the UK is actually just high interest debt in a fancy suit. It's faking it, tax for millions, paying every single month. The mission. Today, we're looking at the UK's personal balance sheet. I've got it up here. I've got the 2026 debt from the Bank of England and the StepChange debt charity. We're going to find out the normal debt looks like in the UK today. And more importantly, I'm going to show you the red flags that mean your normal debt has turned into a financial crisis. More on this now. So let's think about this. I'm going to give it to you how I would just think of it. So say we got Chris and Elena. Chris earns 60k. Whack him over there. Has a £500 month car leash, a £3,000 credit card, and a balance from a holiday, like £150 month loan for his sofa. He looks successful. Elena drives a 32-year-old VW Polo. 32-year-old, still going. She earns 40k and she has zero on credit cards debt and buys her furniture on Marketplace for cash. Chris is walking through life with a 40-kilogram backpack. Elena is sprinting. Chris just got a 5% pay rise. Elena didn't. But because of how interest rates moved in 2026, Elena is actually seeing more new money in her account than Chris. We'll look at the interest trap in a second, but let me show you this deep dive. The UK benchmarks. Bank of England Money and Credit Report, January 2026, on household debt tables on. So as of early 2026, the average UK household owes roughly £4,500 in unsecured debt, so like credit cards, personal loans, store cards, that kind of stuff. There's three levels here I'm going to look at. The clean sheet, national average, halfway through, and then the high riskers. So who's got £0? Only 35% of the UK sits in this category, zero debt. If you have no consumer debt, you are in the top tier of financial health. So you're like up there, level 1. The national average is like £2,000 to £5,000. This is like a normal amount for most working families. So this is unsecured debt. Where do you sit here? The high risk, 10,000 plus. According to StepChange, this is the threshold where debt starts to snowball out of control. For an average earner, it's going to be difficult getting that sorted. If your debt is less than 10% of your annual income, you are statistically safe. If it's over 30%, you aren't working for yourself anymore. You're working for the bank. Put your suit on, mate. Go and get some money. Take some checks in. But there's a ghost here. Citizens advice, buy now, pay later. There's a whole thing about it. 2026 update. So in 2026, the biggest rise in debt isn't credit cards. It's BNPL, which is buy now, pay later. They're trying to push this out online as well. Like you buy it now and you pay slowly over like 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, depending on that amount. 40% of 18 to 34-year-olds now have invisible debt spread across 3 or 4 different apps. Because they do this so frequently, they've got it on different situations. You can go buy something on eBay, buy something on Amazon. If it's a couple of £100, you have a button there, pay £10 now, pay the rest later. And like you sign up an agreement. Because these don't always show up as one big loan, they feel manageable. You're like, oh, okay, you know, I'll spread it out. But the data shows that BNPL users are 3 times more likely to go into their overdraft. It's like a frictionless debt. It doesn't feel as intense, so they've rephrased it and reworded it, but it's still borrowing money, designed to make you spend more money you haven't earned yet. And that's when it starts to snowball. There's an interest audit here. I'm going to look at this. So I want you to look at your credit card statement. Don't look at the balance. Look at the APR, annual percentage rate. The average UK credit card in 2026 is charging 24.9%. So if you have £3,000 balance, £3,000 over there, and you only pay the minimum, you will be paying that debt off for like the next 22 years. It'll just keep rolling and rolling. And there'll be times where if you're paying the minimum payment, you might have more interest that you're trying to pay off. And it's like, you're never seeing the balance go down. What's going on? It's almost like a mortgage. It will cost you, if you pay it off, that £3,000, it'll cost you £4,000 in interest alone. And you're literally buying that holiday twice, or that car or fix or whatever it was you paid for. Add up your monthly debt repayments, not the mortgage, just like if you've got any cards. If that number is more than 20% of your take-home pay, your backpack is too heavy, mate. You need to stop adding bricks and start shedding weight super, super fast. And there's big steps you need to take. I had a full series in the Money Matters season, which you can check out on the zulftalks.com podcast. Let me check which season it was. We were on Money Matters, Money and Finance, season 14, zulftalks.com. And you'll see on the side. So, buy now, pay later is like the big one. The interest is, I don't know, it's making you can try and work it, but it's one of those difficult topics that until you know the figure, until you start thinking about the figure and what your income and expenditures are, you need to start working and chipping away somehow. You can't be paying off for that long if you pay the minimum payment. It may not feel like they kind of give you the option, don't they? Because they give you a low amount to pay and you're like, okay, I'm paying what I need to pay. But then they're working that small payment in their favor, because obviously it'll take longer to pay, it costs you more interest. They're not looking out for you. You have to look out for yourself. The psychology behind it is the normalization trap. So social normalization of debt. It's like everybody's in debt, so it feels like it's normal. In the UK, we talk about debt like it's a weather report. Everyone has car finance. Everyone has balance on their card. When you normalize debt, you lose the healthy fear of it. We used to be scared of debt. Should we be scared of it again? What's the alternative? You go without the thing you wanted? Is that an option? The top 10% of wealthy individuals in the UK, excluding business owners, have one thing in common. They are allergic to high interest debt. They don't use it. They wait until they can afford it. Wealthy people use money to buy time. Poor people use debt to buy now. So we've kind of lost that ability to wait for things and have it. Chris, the high earner, spent his day thinking about this. And then obviously he's struggling. Remember the original start we spoke about Chris. But I think if you spend your pay rise just covering the interest, it's just difficult, isn't it? Because he's a high earner. So Chris is a high earner. He spent his pay rise just covering the increased interest on his car lease. Not leash. He's not a dog on a leash. Lease. And his cards, he felt no benefit. He borrowed the money he needed to pay off, but he had to pay for ages. But Elena, the low earner, took her small savings and put them in a 5% ISA individual savings account. Remember we talked about that in the past episode. By the end of 2026, the gap between Chris and Elena, actually, the freedom was wider than ever. Debt is a thief. He's a thief. Debt is a thief that steals from your future self to give you the current self something you can't afford yet. So are you borrowing from tomorrow to pay for, oh my days. So stop being normal. Normal in the current word. Normal in the UK is being broke and stressed. You need to start thinking about and taking steps to help normalize of being worried about debt again. Lighten the load, win the race. Lighten your backpack. I'm Zulf and this is the Money Scorecard. This season is dedicated to talking about a couple of little things I've seen on reports. And this debt comparison was episode 8, so well done, you've made it with me this far. What are we talking about next? I was thinking about the homeowners audit because we've got like homeowners, home ownership. There's loads of options there. I did a season in season 15 when I went and bought a house. So I think it's natural to see where else and what other reports are saying at the moment with those. So I'm going to see you on the next episode. Enjoy. What's one question you're stuck on right now? Contact me on zulftalks.com. You could drop me a message on Insta or email me there. If you want, you could even put your answer below this episode in the comment section. I read through every single one and it helps me shape the shows. So it'll be good to hear from you. It would be really good if you can leave a review wherever you're listening to this. The show resources are available at zulftalks.com. You can also sign up to the mailing list there, which will allow you to get information to help you on your journey working for yourself.
Working for yourself, I know you love it. Working for yourself, 'cause I love it too. Working for yourself, Zulf talks about it, making it easy for you. Working for yourself, go be your own boss. Working for yourself, Zulf will help you along. Working for yourself, powered by trusted creators, zulftalks.com.